Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand. Just 1 cent coppery, small, and often overlooked. But what if I told you that this little Australian 1 cent coin has a story filled with history, design genius, national identity, and collector fascination? What if I told you that this modest coin, which once jingled in the pockets of millions of Australians, has become a treasured relic for numismatists and history buffs alike? Let's take a journey through time and discover the surprising story behind this tiny treasure. Our story begins in 1966. Australia was undergoing a major transformation, one that would change the way people shopped, counted money, and did business. It was the year Australia switched from the British-style pound, shilling, and pence system to decimal currency. This shift wasn't just about making math easier, it was about creating a currency system that truly reflected Australia's modern identity. Among the new coins minted that year was the 1 cent coin. Made of bronze, it measured just over 17 millimeters in diameter and weighed a mere 2.6 grams. But despite its size, it had a massive presence. Its gleaming reddish hue stood out, catching the light and the curiosity of everyone who saw it. But what really made the coin special wasn't just the metal or the numbers stamped on it. It was the remarkable design on its reverse side. Enter Stuart Devlin, the man responsible for designing the reverse of all Australian decimal coins. Known as the golden genius of Australian coin design, Devlin's work would go on to define a generation. And for the 1 cent coin, he chose a most unexpected creature, the feathertail glider. The feathertail glider, also known by its scientific name Acrobats pygmaeus, is the smallest gliding mammal in the world. Native to Australia, this tiny marsupial weighs as little as 10 grams and fits in the palm of your hand. Its unique tail, resembling a feather, allows it to gracefully soar between trees. By choosing this animal, Devlin wasn't just putting a cute critter on a coin, he was embedding Australian nature into the nation's currency, reminding every citizen of the wonders that live in their own backyard. Devlin's design captures the glider with exquisite detail, its curious eyes, soft fur, and delicate limbs seemingly ready to leap off the coin's surface. It's more than a portrait, it's a tribute to Australia's unique wildlife. And as you flip the coin over, you'd see the obverse featuring Queen Elizabeth II, as was tradition in Commonwealth nations. Her calm, regal profile served as a symbol of continuity, linking Australia to its British roots even as it forged a more independent identity through its currency. For decades, the 1 cent coin played a humble but essential role in daily life. It was the coin you'd dig out of your couch cushions, the one a child might get in change at a lolly shop, the coin that made up the difference when prices weren't perfectly round. You probably didn't think twice about it. Yet over the years, it quietly embedded itself in the memories of Australians everywhere. But times change. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, inflation and rising production costs made the 1 cent coin less practical. It was costing more than a cent just to make one. On top of that, the value of bronze was climbing. The government made a decision: the 1 cent coin would be phased out. And in 1992, it was officially withdrawn from circulation. That year, people across the country began turning in their jars, piggy banks, and forgotten drawers, handing over their little copper coins. They disappeared from store counters and cash registers. But while they left the daily economy, they never left our cultural consciousness. And more importantly, they didn't vanish from the world entirely. Because the 1 cent coin had quietly become something else, a collectible. Some coins were hoarded, saved by those who had a feeling they might be worth more in the future. Others were kept out of sentiment, souvenirs of a bygone era. And among collectors, the hunt began. Which years had the lowest mintage? Which coins were in the best condition? Which had errors, misstrikes, or unusual features? It turns out, not all 1 cent coins are created equal. Some years are rarer than others. Take the 1968 coin, for example. It had one of the lowest mintages of the entire series. Others look for proof coins or specimen strikes, specially minted for collectors with mirror-like surfaces and incredible detail. And then there are the errors. Coins with off-center strikes, doubling, or even clipped planchets can fetch impressive prices on the collector's market. Suddenly, a tiny coin once overlooked and underappreciated was commanding attention and money. But perhaps the most poetic twist in the story of the 1 cent coin came after its retirement.